Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit that notification bell. So every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So let's talk about a touchy subject. Black men and black women having each other's back. Now, in this YouTube age of content creators, or a plethora of content creators that are out there, there are a lot of them that are, for some reason, harp so bad on how bad black women are and how bad black men are, blaming this gender for everything, and then another one blaming this gender for all the problems in our community. But very few of them that get a lot of views. Very few of them talk about solutions or talk about positivity. People talk about the late great Kevin Samuels and how he approached and talked to people, which can be hard. I mean, it was. I'll admit, sometimes when he comes direct, I know it can hurt. But it hurt women and it hurt men. But the women are the one who took it more emotional. But in the end, when you think about what he's saying, he was talking to people who had these lofty expectations. Now the problem is, when you grow up in a society where people say you can be anything you want to, you can be an astronaut, which ain't nobody been to the moon, I don't care what they say. You can be the president, when there still hasn't been a black American president in this country. Barack Obama does not count. His ancestors, his parents were not black Americans who was over here, if they lived over here at all, were not like whose ancestors, FBA or ADOS, financially black Americans or American descendants of slavery. So, but you live in a society who teach you this stuff. So you believe you can be anything in the world. But when you tell them, look, you want this type of man, that type of man, and I'm trying to tell you, number one, it's going to be hard to get that type of person. Two, most of those guys like that, you are not going to live up to their standards. And then women will say, well, I knew guys like that growing up and back in the day. Well, yeah, back in the day, because they was young too. When the man gets older, his standards and his needs and his wants will change. When he's younger, he understands the play toy phase. But let me just say, when he's more immature, he's into that play toy phase. But the more he matures and ready to settle down and thinking about legacy, his thought process changes and his needs and wants change. Which means what you could give him back in the day, he probably don't want that now. It's something else that he wants. He knew he knew it was something missing, but as he matured, he figured out that there's something else that he needed. And hey, we all go through life like that. It's all a trial and error. There's really no book to tell you exactly every situation and how to navigate. I mean, but you got the Bible, you got the religious books to show you how to treat people and how you should allow people to treat you. But other than that, no one's going to tell you, hey, you're going to meet this girl and she's going to act like this. Well, you're going to meet two girls and they're both going to act the same, but one has a different motive than the other. Stuff like that, and vice versa with the females dealing with boys. Anyway, but like I say, most of the people that are promoted, they don't promote like unity amongst black men and women, which is probably why when Meagan Good, a young lady who I have criticized, and I still stand behind what I said at the time, and still can give a side eye to whatever her actions are now for whatever reason. But when Meagan Good stands next to Jonathan Majors, there's a big uproar in quote unquote black Twitter. Women are mad. And I can't understand why. I really can't. You got a brother who's going through some things, and y'all are crapping on his woman or girlfriend or whatever she is, or friend or whatever, because she by his side. And it's crazy because if I would look up a lot of these folks' history, family tree, if you would, or go to this, what's this? This is an app that's on that I have on my phone where you can look at people's names and they'll tell you if they got criminal records. It'll tell you, like where they live, some of their siblings, who they're associated with, for free. And if you pay a little money, you know what I'm saying, you can get their records. But the records, like, you know, are like public record. So let's get into this News One article as quick as possible, because I'm confused about this. Because anyway, News1.com says Meagan Good joins Jonathan Majors in court as actor fights assault charges. Now this says, let's see, let me get to this. Neither Jonathan Majors or Meagan Good have confirmed their rumor romance, but the actress's decision to support the Creed 3 actor during his court appearance earlier today says enough. Now this might be some what do you call it, PR? Might be a PR move done by Brother Majors' publishers and or lawyers saying, hey, Meagan Good, you know, y'all dating, oh, that's good, that's great, that look good for your image. Y'all need to, you know, get out, go see the world, do some vacations, travel, look happy, and then you come back, you know, come together, and you walk with them in the courtroom, and y'all walk hand in hand, you know, looking like a happy couple that, you know, look innocent, look like, you know, you're a stand-up guy with your stand-up woman, and go from there. That could be it, or it could be legitimate, but either way, it is what it is. It's according to Extra, who has cameras rolling as the two arrived at the courthouse. The couple entered the courthouse hand in hand. Good and Majors began hanging out in May shortly after the actor was arrested for assaulting his former girlfriend on March 25th. He is currently facing a misdemeanor felony charge, which his legal team hopes will be dropped. He returned to court for trial on August the 3rd. This is crazy because if they got all the evidence they claim they got, I don't understand why this is still going forward. There's somebody not telling everything. Majors' lawyer Priya Chaudhry told Extra in a statement, within a few weeks of these false allegations, we provided the district attorney with evidence of Mr. Majors' innocence. Last week, we delivered additional compelling evidence to the district attorney, clearly proving Grace Jabari's assault on Jonathan Majors and not the other way around. It says evidence includes videos of Mr. Jabari's frenzied attack on Mr. Majors as he's running away from her. We also provided photographs illustrating the injury she inflicted on Mr. Majors and photos of his clothing torn as a direct consequence of Mr. Jabari's violent act. And let's see, what's accused of doing? Yeah, 2022. Let's say they got into a dispute as they were inside a cab riding to Manhattan, Brooklyn. The woman was attempting to steal Majors' phone when the incident occurred. They say Majors was texting somebody. It's a possibility it might have been Meagan Good, who knows? Chaudhry filed legal documents in Manhattan stating the cab driver witnessed the woman with Majors assault the actor around 1 a.m., hours before he was arrested. And so the cab driver will prove that Majors did not hit or choke the woman in any way at that time or even raise his voice. According to the files, the driver also saw the woman hitting, scratching, and attacking Majors. At one point during the incident, Majors asked the driver to pull over so he can escape the alleged assault. So this woman was beating him up for his phone because he was texting somebody. Don't that remind you like Tiger Woods situation where she saw his phone and she tried to beat him up with a golf club and he messed around and wrecked and he's in the wrong? That's got to be the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. But that's what a brother's got to go through. After the incident, the woman allegedly told police that she had suffered a broken finger and a laceration behind her ear, but Chaudhry said there is video footage to prove that the woman's statement was a complete lie. I've seen people break their fingers or fingers get out of socket. You're not moving them around too much. The finger hurts, swells up, and yeah, you're gonna need a splint or go to a doctor immediately. Security footage obtained by TMZ shows a woman in a nightclub shortly after the incident with Majors using her right hand normally. The same hand that she claimed Majors injured prior to them parting ways that night. So again, I'm trying to figure out why this dude's even going to trial, but what I want to click on is to read some of these Twitter replies on this Entertainment Tonight Twitter feed. This has got to be the most confusing part of it all. There are 891 retweets. Well, no, let me see. Where is it? 5,954 quotes, which means people have replied. My God, gang people reply to stuff. And what I'm saying is, standing by your man is one thing, but being this supported while he's on trial for assaulting a woman is a new low. They're like a black woman. Imagine being there for a man at his lowest. Love to see it. From preacher to puncher, Meg do it all. I'm really trying to be funny or what, but that wasn't funny. You got somebody say, Meagan, please. Somebody say, damn, the crisis management firm is pulling no punches. It says she is supporting her boyfriend. I hear you saying that she is encouraging on assault women. If you are in her shoes, what will you do? Abandon your boyfriend because he's in court? And that's a good question. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly answer that. And I'm gonna say no. Why do I say no? It's like what I tried to say in the beginning. There are a lot of women out there, a lot of sisters out there. I'm gonna tell you like this. You know, a dad, a baby dad, a brother, a cousin, an uncle, maybe even your son, who has probably been caught up in the legal system. Just say you know somebody who done sold dope, who done hit a girl, who done killed somebody, and what do? You put money on their books. You go to court, and you stand behind them. A lot of y'all sit there and say, my baby ain't do that. My baby would never do nothing like that. And the police and the detective telling you, look, we got your boy on tape. We got witnesses. We got statements. People saying that he was there, that he did it. And y'all fool selves to be like, not my baby. He wouldn't do nothing like that. And then when you find out, you go to court and he's found guilty or he pleads guilty or whatever the case may happen, you don't abandon him. You put money on his books. You go visit him at least once a month, if not 2-3 times a month, if you can. Try to have conjugal visits. But you stand by him, and then when he get out, what are you doing? You're throwing barbecues. You're throwing parties at event centers or in the backyard. Welcoming him back home after doing his time for committing a crime. Y'all do this. But yet, but the problem is because, Jonathan Majors, I think because y'all scared of y'all scared of what these white women can do. You got some kind of fear. Because, oh my gosh, he dating a white woman, gotta stay away from that. Oh my God, white woman blamed him for hitting him, gotta stay away from that. You know how many times have we seen stories of young brothers getting accused of assaulting women sexually? And they lose like scholarships, lose jobs, go to jail, only to find out that it wasn't true, right? Many a time. But this one here has evidence, supposedly supported evidence, showing that Jonathan Majors was not the aggressor. But yet, y'all going to abandon this brother because what? Because he was dating snow bunnies? Well, if this man went to Yale, then, and that's what he dates, that's due to proximity. Whether we agree with interracial dating or not, a lot of times things happen in proximity. It's like when you see young brothers out here, see the videos where they're attacking each other, shooting each other, or robbing people in the community. That's what they're dealing with, people in proximity. And, we'll say, man, why don't y'all do it to your own people? Why don't you do it to the white man? Because that's your true enemy. That's the one that's really against you. Well, the white men that you're talking about, those guys are in power. There's no way in hell anybody's gonna go to these rich neighborhoods. Well, a few of them try and they always get caught. But anyway, you're not gonna go to these rich neighborhoods and just take out a bunch of rich white people, or go to these corporate offices and take out these owners of these businesses or these CEOs because they're the enemy. Because really they're not. It's the people the powers that be, because the powers that be are the one that control the strings, which causes all the problems. Not the guy that lives across the tracks who hate black people. He just don't like you. Now, if he tries to do something to you or does something to hold you back or to hurt and harm you, you know, that's your enemy and you deal with it accordingly. But just because the dude don't like you, man, it's not even that serious. And I say that for when we going at each other. It ain't that serious, man. Just, I mean, you don't like me, I don't like you, just stay away from each other. There's no need for us to confront each other for whatever reason unless we're harming each other. If you ain't harming me, I ain't gonna harm you. We ain't gonna sit there and have no conversation about colors and streets and stuff like that. It's just not gonna happen. Well, back to this here. Like I say, how in the heck y'all are upset? Like I said, if he done dated, a lot of snow bunnies. That's his preference. Do we gotta prove it? No. Do we gotta hate it? No. We just be indifferent about it, man. Do you? But as long as he don't crap on our sisters, which I've never heard him do that, or crap on our community, which I never heard him do that, man, it is what it is. But now if he tried to become an activist, like a civil rights, equal rights, black activist, then it gotta be like, look at her, dude, I don't know about that one, because, what I'm saying, you sleeping with them, and if you're trying to get something, trying to get equality and rights and this and the third, you can't mingle with them like that. You can associate, you can, negotiate like that, but them emotional ties, you gotta keep that away because you don't want to get caught up. But anyway, again, I'm just tripping on these sisters that are mad because Meagan Good is standing by her man. That's what you're supposed to do. When your man at his lowest, that's when he needs you. Just like when you're at your lowest, that's when you need us. That's when we should be there. Let me say it like that. That's when we should be there for you when you're at your lowest point. Even with you gotta be there with the good, but most definitely gotta be there when there's problems. When you're going through some things. You need that emotional support, that's when we should be there. And so vice versa. We should be there for each other. So I don't know what the uproar is. Like I say, it's thousands and thousands of comments. Somebody said, okay, I'm going to be quiet on this one. Why? Why? What did he do wrong? Let's say she did said Molly or Meagan, whatever your name is, that Molly, you're in danger. Talking about she in danger, really? The dude, like I said, this is just people who just talk on top of their head, out the side of their neck, strut their ass. Because if you're reading what's going on, I think what it is the problem is, and I'm gonna end it with this. A lot of times, a lot of women, you can have a guy who has potential. Nice guy, see the potential, but at that moment he doesn't have everything. And so you're like, well, once he gets it, then he can come back and holler at me. But until then, we just can't be that serious. Okay. But the problem is while he's getting it, somebody out there is paying attention and giving him the attention that he requires, giving him the support that he requires. So then once he gets it, that support system has already been there. And then you trying to slide in, he's like, nah, don't worry about it. This person was with me from the jump, or from this point. I can't, I don't, no, you had a chance, but thanks for no thanks.
And then you get upset and want to say, "Oh man, he ran out there around to the white women." Where were you at when he had nothing and you had nothing? Because right now you still probably have nothing. And he had nothing, but he was building something. You could have helped that man build something. And he would appreciate it more, you would appreciate it more. And y'all could have lived on to have a great relationship. But a lot of women don't think like that. There's something where there are women who don't think like that. So they want to wait till he has something. And the same women will abandon that guy when he's down. You'll abandon a good guy when he's down. But if your baby daddy out there selling dope and then he gets a charge and he's gonna be in for 20 years, you won't abandon him. You'll write him, send him money on his books. Now he might let his homeboy knock it down until he get back, but you'll still be there to give him that emotional support. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's genuine or not. But when the good guy's down, you want to walk away from it. Tell me why that makes sense. Because if he beats this case, which I believe he will and he should, he's going to bounce back. And with him being who he is, even if he can't get, major movie roles, any more Marvel movies or whatever, he can still make movies. He can still be in the entertainment field. Shoot, what's the guy I was looking up today? The guy that played Notorious Big in the Notorious movie and the All Eyes on Me movie, right? I was looking at his story, and this cat, I think one of the first major roles he had was with one of the barbershop movies. And then he did Notorious twice. But I was looking at his IMDb, whatever, Wikipedia, looking up his catalog for the films he's been in. This dude has been in a lot of films. I'm gonna say at least 20 to 30 easy. And I'm like, dang, I didn't know he was in that much stuff, but it's a lot of independent black films. So he may not get the major roles, but there's still work for him to have. And he can build from that. And then you got Meagan who can still keep him afloat, in the tabloids. So he'll be fine. But y'all naysayers, y'all negative Nancy's, y'all don't see it that way. Y'all ain't thinking like that. And it's probably why y'all will probably be single for the rest of your life. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. With that being said, I'll leave you in peace. And I'll see you on the other side.